Hello, everyone. Today I'm not going to be offering much of an introduction. I've called upon my highest guides, ascended masters, my team in spirit today to be with me all day. And it feels as though they are gathering up these containers around me that I share in common with the 144,000 souls on this planet that share my blueprint, my soul blueprint, my divine soul blueprint. This is a new concept for me. Always been gravitated and attracted to numerology. It's always been very interesting to me. Math has been very interesting to me. It's part of me. It's part of you. So the message that I and my guides are wanting to deliver today are for all of you that are, I'm now being given a visual that I am standing face to face with the version of me in 2021 that felt very lost. I knew something was happening within me. I didn't know what. And if you can resonate or feel a familiarity with having your spiritual gifts reawaken within you, with channeling, with Akashic records, with energy healing, Reiki, any of these chakras, getting to know the light body, perhaps you're interested in stargates and portals. The information I'm being given is that all of you have come from light. When we are in the light, in the source light, fully, there are no fears, no separation, no shadows, no polarity, no duality, no comparison, no hierarchy, no disharmony. And when we are in the human, they exist. And as beings that have incarnated at this time on this planet, we knew of the we knew of the spiritual battle that we were entering. We knew we would forget everything. We knew we also knew that the remembrance would be the most exciting part. So this is coming through very strong. For those of you that have been down on yourself, I was this way. For being asleep, quote unquote, asleep. It was all a part of it. It was all a part of it. It was all a part of it. As souls, we want to expand. We want to learn, we want to grow, we want to improve. We want the human word that I am getting, which my guides don't understand, but I'll share with you because you are all humans in some sense, is diversity. So I have my guides with me in the background and I'm in the forefront. Normally the way that I would do these channelings is the opposite, where I let my human flow to the back and I let them take over, but what they're guiding me through now is that this stage you are on with your awakening journey. They're showing me we have all had this. So you may have felt this in your awakening process. These walls begin to appear. In Mandy Morris's wonderful programs, she teaches this, and books, she teaches this as the ceiling. So your mind is going to create ceilings as far as how high you can go. And when you start to hit one of those ceilings in your consciousness, bells and whistles within you, your shadow within you start to go off. And this is for good reason. Because just as we are expanding through that ceiling, we need to say goodbye and release aspects of ourself that created that ceiling. So they're showing me that all of us, what we share in common right now, everyone on this transmission, we're all bursting through some ceilings. And that's a beautiful thing, firstly. I've been telling myself that for a long time. All these struggles, all the hardship, all the growth, which isn't always comfortable. It's a part of it. That's the message of this transmission. It's all a part of it. And what we can do here in the human, which we don't have to do while we're with spirit and we're in spirit, and even when we're in our higher, and not higher, it's so difficult to explain this stuff, but when we're in those, it is higher, it's a higher number. When we're in the dimensions of the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, although they are showing me that there are some instances where when you're in those higher dimensions, they're showing me okay. Oh. Okay, so this message is a lot looped in with the themes of addiction, stuckness, resistance to change. It's the main one. So they're showing me, all right. So the even number dimensions. They're showing me that some souls get really stuck there because those are the comfortable dimensions, the harmonious dimensions. So, for example, when you're going from the second dimension, they're even showing me some animals somewhat are in the second dimension. Okay. So in those even dimensions, the second, the fourth is where you go during your sleep time, dream time. The sixth and the eighth and the 10th. So they're showing me that when you're in those dimensions, it's very comfortable because there isn't much growth involved. When you're in the odd number dimensions, which we are now in the third, moving to the fifth, those are the growth and expansion dimensions. So while you're here, you're growing and you're expanding. And if it's too much growth and expansion for you here, you will likely go to the sixth or the fourth dimension after this. For those of you that need a break from all the polarity and contrast, you're going to go to the sixth dimension. It's going to feel like heaven to you. Your version of heaven. And for those of you that are living your life staying stuck, it's going to be hard for some of you guys to hear. Refusing to grow, refusing to see yourself, face your shadows. I'm really seeing this group of individuals hitting their ceiling and then just going right back down to the basement, and instead of building a new ceiling on top, they build a new basement below. But they're just showing me there's no fear here. It's all part of it. It's all part of it. It's all part of it. So those souls will go to the fourth dimension likely after this incarnation, unless they are... I haven't met many souls like me, so it's hard for me to speak to this, but I am a wanderer, so that means that I don't prefer going in any kind of order. My soul chooses incarnations based on the all at the time. So the reason I chose this life is because Earth was the only planet that was moving from one dimension to another. I thought it was really cool. In my soul. I still do think it's really cool. It's really badass. But okay, so the final and closing message of this transmission is to let all of you volunteers that are here, some of you on this transmission are volunteers. Some of you are actually new souls. So I'll make sure to do another video on that. But for those of you that are volunteers, you're being reminded you waited a long time to be here. And yeah, in our human, it's daunting. But your soul is always there too. So our mission this year, 2024, is to let our soul be fully in our body, to let our soul guide us even beyond logic or the mental space. And if we do that, we're going to be good. We're going to be good. And those of you that are just awakening to your intuition or perceiving that as such, they've told me that I woke up to my intuition. I basically came in awake, and then I just learned how to hide it. Maybe that's true for you too. A lot of you, that's true for you. So the closing message is, as the people close to you see you shift, you're learning to build a shield around yourself to ensure you don't take on projections of others as your own. This is something I did a lot of my life. I would also do this in groups, is I would see and read the group collective and then try to match it instead of just being me and having that ability. So many of you are going to feel some resonance here. And I'm just seeing if crowds don't feel right to you, if going to the grocery store one day doesn't feel right to you, if you're getting an intuition that something is not good for you in the moment, it's your soul. And those around you might call you names that they have as true about them when they see their intuition. So an example of this would be someone that you may consider to be frantic or unstable. It's because they've developed a disharmonious relationship with their inner voice. And it's not up to us to judge them. We have to see them as part of us, because they are. Our souls choose very specifically who we're going to have around us in life. So if you think that you somehow by happenstance got with the wrong soul and that was like a wrong turn for you, no. Everything's for a reason. Everything's teaching you something. And those harder, more challenging relationships are our biggest portals of growth. Because we are all one. And it's not up to us to judge. It's up to us to look within, find divine union within, and then allow every other soul that we encounter to be exactly where they are. Sometimes it'll be similar to us, sometimes it won't. And that's okay. We're just being given the final conclusion to be grateful for our free will. A lot of us, myself included, start to get really irritated. Why are people allowed to do awful things? Why is evil allowed to play out? Well, free will. That's why. And you would not like living a life where you don't have free will. Many of you who have likely lived lives previously or simultaneously that you don't have a choice in much. And the lesson in those lives is to break some rules, to move past barriers, and to hold space for everyone that's different than you. All right, well, thank you for joining this today. Very unexpected, but this is a new format they're showing me I can be using on this channel to help all of you understand what's going on within you. Yes, I can bring through the councils of light, the families of light, and I can share my light language, and I will continue to, so don't worry. But sometimes we need to have a real grounded conversation about this as humans, because we are here as humans. We're here to serve. If you're still watching this video at this point, welcome to the service, to humanity, and the evolution and expansion of your soul. It's wonderful to have you here. It's so wonderful. Stay with us. Stay with us. We need as many of us as we can get to seed this light. That's what we're doing. That's all we're doing. Try not to get swooped up in this notion that you are here to save the world and then it feels too big and then you quit. We're seeding light. That's it. Seeding light. Thank you all for joining. Namaste.